Alex looks nothing like me.
See how pushing yourselves, look how that, really seriously.
Yeah, no, it gives me the motivation that I need it, really.
That you, to be.
That's awesome. Because I still got a ways to go. So I can be at 49%.
You're right, though.
I'd be in the 49% club, or the 50% club.
What were your numbers?
25 or 29%, I don't know, 25%.
So in January you started with how much?
It's over there. I can go there.
Well, whatever.
I know what I weighed.
Well, just approximate.
Of fat?
Yeah.
I was at 51% fat.
Of your body. So
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
So half of you in January.
Yeah.
Half of what you were walking around.
Yeah.
Was fat.
I know. Over half. Yeah. I know.
And I don't mean to rub it in, or I don't mean to be disrespectful. I just want to talk with you.
Yeah.
How do you think you got there? How did that happen?
Well, lazy. Honestly, being lazy. I think.
Age or family or kids, or what do you think?
I really think it's because I hate to cook. And it was easy for us to eat out and to make really poor choices. And we were lazy. I didn't want to get off the couch to do things. And it's like once you start that, it just snowballs.
It's convenient.
Totally.
So you just get stuck in that.
In a rut.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
Teresa, do you remember your numbers when you started in January? But of the fat that you owned in January until May, 5 months later, 49.9. So let's just call it 50% of the fat that you owned was gone. I don't know what that's like. Tell me what that's like.
Well, I was, I hadn't had BiPod before, so.
Right. So you did, right.
But I had been at this weight before, but it creeps back on you, you know, and that was probably 15 years ago.
Okay.
And it just kind of edges back on you. And then when I retired, when I was working, I would go to the club like at least 3 nights a week after work. Well, and then when I retired, then it's like you let 1 week go, and then you let 2 weeks go.
It starts snowballing. It's easy.
It does.
It becomes easy.
And I just...
Well, I'm not going to get into your age right now, but let me just say it's somewhere in the 60s. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Fair enough. If you're talking to, let me just, and again it's hypothetical, but let's just say you're talking to a 40-something-year-old friend of yours that's starting to go the direction you went when you were 40, to just let stuff go, let retirement come into your life, let this happen. What would you say to her? Would you say to her, yeah, go ahead and you have to learn your lesson, or would you say, you know, you should avoid that and just take care of it now while you can? Or let me put it another way. What would you say to your 40-year-old self?
Well, I did say it to him. I mean, you know, I think I know how hard it is. I know how hard it is for everybody. Everybody's body is different, you know, and we all have problem areas. We've
been talking about this for 7 months.
I know.
Yeah.
And so I think all I say is encouraging things like you feel so much better when you do it. And it's hard, but if you stick to the diet, I think that's important. I think that's very important. I think I was making, I didn't eat bad, but it's easy to say, oh, I'll make an exception. And then you make another exception.
You do.
And then you got too many exceptions.
The first one's the easiest or the hardest, and then they get easier to make bad choices as it goes. Is that, if I say it right, is that the way to say it?
Yes, for sure. For sure.
If you could put your finger on, because if I watch infomercials at 2 a.m. They all have something to say about the workout, the exercise, the here's what we're going to do to lift, or we're going to work on this certain body part and we're going to make that go away. They try to sell us on working out certain body parts to get what we want.
Yes.
I know the truth, but I want you to try to put it in your own words. Is it more important the workout or what you're eating?
I think eating is, they're both very important.
Yes.
But I think eating is more important. I mean, I do. I think that, I know I was making horrible choices and I was walking and doing those things, but nothing changes unless you fundamentally change your mindset and how you choose. What you put in your body is what fuels you and what, you know, that's your energy and everything for the day. And I can tell when I'm not eating well, you know, I don't feel as well, I'm tired, I'm unmotivated. It's just it's not a good feeling. It's not a good place to be.
So let's go back in time. Let's say this time last year.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we're in the middle of August 2018 or 17.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to 16.
Yep.
Neither of you two were here.
No.
You weren't even thinking about it probably this time last year.
No.
Last summer.
No.
Okay.
I will say last summer.
And I want to ask you,
Yeah.
what the heck happened
Yeah.
to make you want to turn this around?
Well, I will say, I mean, so we lived overseas for 2 years.
Right, I
We
remember
came back at
Poland,
the end
right.
of- Yeah, we
Poland.
came back at the end of June.
Yeah.
I gained 15 pounds between the end of June and when school started.
Okay.
Because we came back and it was like, oh, all this food. My husband was still overseas. The girls and I, it's like, oh, let's go out for dinner. Let's go out for lunch. I mean, we just did that and it was fun because it was all the food that we had had in 2 years. And I didn't realize it had happened until I went to the doctor.
Was it America or Poland?
Here.
Okay.
And I was
Okay.
like, holy
cow.
shit. It's just-
No, that's fine.
Sorry, Karen.
That's right.
Yeah, it was like, what did I do?
Yeah.
What did I do? And I know I wrote this in my article. I know Raina. I've known Raina for years. And I know that she was so successful here and she loved it. And I remember her dropping off Nora in 2014 when she was doing the challenge. And I remember watching her shrink in front of my eyes and her talking about this. And I don't know if I was just not ready or I was not in the mindset. I guess and for me, it took me quite a while to get to this point where I wanted to do this. And even when I was talking to her in November, December, even after I talked to Terry, it was still a couple of weeks before I said, I have to do this. And my husband and I were talking about it.
Yeah, if you can put your finger on like, was there an it or was it a couple things?
It was a couple things. And I think it was just it was just me saying to myself, you have to do this for you. You have to, and for your family, you have to get healthy. Because I knew that I want to be around. I want to, and I think the other thing is traveling, especially in Europe, it's such a different culture. They're a very active culture. And I was the fat American.
Right.
And we would get looks when we walked around Europe.
So you noticed that?
I noticed it everywhere,
Gotcha.
Especially in Poland. And everywhere we went, and it was very uncomfortable.
So did you visit with Raina and say, look, I need to know what's going on?
Yeah, I talked
Who's
to
this
her.
Terry guy? What's the deal?
Yes, we talked about it, and she would sit with me. We texted, we called, we did everything, and she's like, just go in and talk to her. So I did, and I loved everything Terry said, but it still wasn't enough for me. I still needed that time, and I think it was the holidays, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to give myself this much more cheating.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. I do the same thing. Yeah, I'm like, I'll start next week. And then the next week comes and you don't start. And you're like, let's go next month.
Exactly.
That's how right?
Yeah, totally.
Right.
Because it was easy. It was easy to keep pushing it off. But then I don't know what it was, but I put the fork in the ground and I said, I drew the line in the sand and I said, this is it.
Is it fair to say, I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but you were sick and tired of being sick and tired?
Exactly.
So Teresa,
Totally.
So
Jackie,
Okay, but-
so tell me what happened.
Well, so I got to say I did it before Thanksgiving because I did not want to go through the holidays and gain more weight.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So Jackie and I had been, we've been friends for a while, but we had done an exercise program that she paid for and then she shared it with me. And so
Was that from here or
no, it was
something else? Okay.
something she bought. So we would talk about that back and forth, how's that going? And
Was it working for her or working for you?
well, it
What was it? What was it? Was it like P90X or what was it?
Venus something.
Venus something.
It was a woman's program. But you'd get sore. It was a good workout. It really was. Used weights and different.
And this was in November?
Well, we had started it maybe in June, and
But Jackie wasn't she here?
Jackie started here in September.
Somewhere in there.
I think.
Okay.
Okay, so
Almost a year ago.
We had been doing this Venus program, and we'd talk about it, and I felt stronger. I felt good doing it, and then she started here, and we met at a brewery.
Well, cheers.
Well, and I looked at
I love that.
and this was in October, the end of October.
Of course, Oktoberfest. We went in the brewery.
So she had started in
She had
September.
started in September,
Okay,
but
you
I
saw the
hadn't
end of
seen her
October.
for a
Okay.
while. And I saw her in October, and I said, "Damn, Jackie,
Yeah.
What are you doing?" And she started telling me about it, and so that was in October, and so we talked, and so that's, I just said, I got to do this. It's working.
So let me take you back in time. Same question then. Okay, so if you can put your finger on it, was there a point in your time where you're like, look, I'm not happy with the way the mirror looks. I'm not happy with the way I feel. I'm not happy with anything going on in my fitness world or how I am physically. Something's got to change. Was there if you can put your finger on it, was there anything that happened to you or in your mind that said, enough's enough?
Okay, I know we're not supposed to rely on the scale all the time.
No, that's fine.
but
It doesn't
what
matter.
else do you have?
Right.
So when I lost weight before, I was 199, okay? And I went, I am
Almost
not-
200.
I am not hitting 200. I am not hitting 200.
I'll cut off a finger before I
Yeah.
get to damn 200.
Take off a few ounces.
So this time, it was 150.
Were you really?
I was.
I know.
This is the first time hearing about
This
that.
is what we talk about in the sauna.
That's fine.
And this time it was 150. I am not hitting 150. I am not. I'm not going back there.
Right.
And I just got mad, and I just said, it's
time to go.
Stop. Yeah. And we lead a fairly active life, and it's
Yeah, I see
hard.
you
It's hard to
biking
go
and-
by
yeah.
70, 80 miles and be fat.
Yeah.
So that was just it. It was the scale. It was like, I am not. But the other thing that this program brings, and we can say it's the food, but there is so much confusing information about nutrition
Yes.
and what to
Totally.
do, that even if you're trying really hard, you don't know what to do. This program helped me so much that way, knowing how to combine the foods and what to cut out, and that's been just terrifically valuable.
Good. So I want to ask you both the same question, okay? And I know you have a little bit of time to think about your answers, and certainly don't copy each other. I know you don't, but
I agree with whatever Dana said.
yeah, whatever Dana says, that's right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's not true. So if you were talking to a girlfriend right now, and they're like, Dana, oh my gosh, what you've done is amazing. I can never do that. There's no way I can do that. I've never been able to lose weight. You know how it is. I got my kids and my husband and my coworker, my girlfriends want to go out to happy hour. Blah 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 blah. Right? All of this stuff, and she's going to tell you, there's no way I can do that. I know what I'm saying to her.
Yeah.
Well, what would you say to somebody who's thinking about right now, I'm thinking about turning this around, I want to do it, but I don't know if I can. What would you say to somebody that comes to you and says, Dana, I want what you're doing. I want to lose this. I want to turn it around. What would you say to her?
That you can do it. And I've heard all those, I've said all those excuses. that was my life for 46 years. I mean, there's always a reason why I couldn't do it, or why I didn't do it. But you can. But and it has to be for you. You can't do it for anybody else. It has to be for you.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah. So
I think we find ourselves trying to do things for the wrong reason,
all the time.
right?
Yes.
We're like, well, I want to do it for this so and so, or this. I got another dirty look.
Yeah.
But until you do it for you,
No. That's when it's going to happen.
it sticks, doesn't it?
No.
It sticks.
Yeah, and when you start, and it's funny because I do hear that from people like that I haven't seen for a while, and they'll kind of do a double take, and when I've seen some people from Poland that I haven't
Is that
seen,
cool?
it is, it's awesome. It was so funny because one of the families moved back, and I saw her, and she looked at me, she goes, okay, what's different about you? Your hair, and she looks at me, she said she could not put her finger
That's
on
not
it,
it.
and I looked at her, and she's like, you've lost weight. And I said, I have.
Yes, I have.
And so we talked about it, and it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling.
I find that people's weight loss comes a lot in their face.
Yes,
And they don't even know it until they look like at a driver's license photo or something.
totally. Yeah, I don't see it in myself,
Not yet.
not yet, but everybody else does, and I hear that all the time. And people saying they're proud, and that gives me the motivation.
Well, the thing is, and just be honest, and I know you already know this, so I'm not trying to push it. But when you're eating like fast food and you're eating all the processed foods and you're eating all of that stuff,
Yes.
your body has inflammation, like almost like a permanent level of inflammation, and you don't know how bad you got it.
Exactly.
And then when you clear all that out and you start putting the good in, you start glowing a little
Yes,
bit.
yes.
It's kind of weird.
And that's what my anesthetician said
Is-
when I went to get my eyebrows
Anesthetician?
done. She goes, your skin looks so
What's
much
that?
better.
What is an
The
say
one
that
that
again? 'Cause I
waxes,
didn't-
anesthetician. The one that waxes my eyebrows and everything. She goes, your skin looks so much better. She made that comment.
Yeah.
Because they all know my journey. I mean,
Right.
we talk about this, when we go to the salon. I mean, we talk about everything that, what I'm doing and how we're doing it. But it's funny how your skin changes. I mean, everything has changed.
Everything changes.
Yeah.
So Teresa, same question. So imagine again, talking to a girlfriend. No, I'll get to it. You're talking to a girlfriend or whatever, and they're like, "My gosh, you've done amazing. There's no way I can do that. I've never been able to lose weight." But how they're going to give you their laundry list of the reasons why there's no way in the world they can do it. You're so special. You're lucky, or you're just whatever reasons they say you can do it, but I can't. And let's face it, there's a laundry list of them. I get it. My buddies and I hear them all the time too. Okay, I hear them all the time. They're like, well, Mark, you blah, 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 whatever. What would you say to a girlfriend that if you were talking to her right now and you guys were at Starbucks or something and she's like, you know what, I need to turn this around, Teresa. How'd you do it? What should I do? What would you tell her?
I tell them to come here.
Yeah.
I mean, short story, but that's what I tell them. Because you've got to have the nutrition to understand it. And then you feel better if you work out. I mean, it's hand in hand, hand in fist, whatever, but this is the perfect package. It is.
Is it a package because you learn what to eat, or is it the workouts? Is it the camaraderie? Is it?
It's all of that.
Is it? Is it?
It is.
You think?
For sure.
Okay.
I wouldn't be coming back if I didn't enjoy your classes.
Okay.
And
So
and
here's the
then
fun
I
part. I'm gonna go back to both of you right now. You guys, watch this. Day one with Mark.
Oh my God.
You gotta be
I was
thinking,
scared.
who the heck is this guy? I'm trying to explain to him that I don't really lift heavy weights. That's not my style. And then you're gonna try.
I was scared of you.
What would happen? What was day one? Well, I don't know. It's your chance. Rip it and pretend it doesn't matter what you say. Just go ahead.
I was scared.
Were you?
Yeah. You were very intimidating.
I was.
Because you had your sweatshirt on and your hood up, and I was like, your camo shorts on, and I was
Did I?
like, what the?
What is this guy? What's with this guy?
Yeah, it was really.
I think I didn't say to Jackie, what'd you get me in?
Did you? What was day one like?
Well,
I can imagine you're like, I ain't gonna bust his balls. I can see you pushing back.
I think I did, but it's like, what do you think? I can do this? You know, you're
Yeah, I do.
crazy?
I expect
Are you
it.
crazy?
Yeah,
You know,
I do.
So,
I expect more from you than I think you can handle. I
think
fucking
that's
do.
true. I think that's true.
Both of you. I expect
And
more from you than
yeah.
I think you can handle.
And
it sounds weird,
No, I know, I get it.
but I'm like,
Yeah,
I know
I
she
get
can
it.
handle more.
Yeah.
I know if I start pushing her buttons,
Yeah.
I know that she's gonna get pissed, and she's gonna be like the inner warrior princess, right? The inner Wonder Woman.
This is my
Kicking back.
It's gonna- right? And it does. And it just shows up and you're like, damn right.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you both right now, between me and you, the three of us, I'm like, fuck yeah. Love that shit. I love to see when you guys push yourself.
Yeah.
I do. You don't think I'm not gonna fucking keep pushing?
Yeah, and we want you to.
Of course. She didn't say that.
I mean, you gotta, and it's what Terry said earlier too. I mean, you have to get out of your comfort zone in order to keep. Oops, I'm sorry. And that's, I know I keep hitting your. It's so big.
It's so big. It's so big.
It's so big. Trophy's so big.
It's first place trophy time that gets in the way, isn't it? Do you have a spot for that, Teresa? Do you guys have a spot? Do you have a trophy case?
Mine? I know. I'm gonna put it in my kitchen.
I would.
That's where I'm gonna, because that's where the
It's a good
magic
spot
happens.
for
That's
it.
where the food happens. I'm gonna put it in the
Isn't that the
kitchen
truth?
because I want a bigger one.
Well, you guys, I just want, like I said, I just wanted to visit with you a little bit after we were finishing up there, and thank you
Thank you.
Thank you.
for kicking ass.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the one we're missing, she was with us the whole time
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
It's kind of feeling it this year.
Yes. Yeah. It's awesome.
You guys kicked this ass. And you got, and I always say, you have to take some credit. Both of you, take some fucking credit for your success.
We work
You
hard.
should,
Yeah.
you should enjoy a proud moment of serving as an example. Now, my take on it is you start to serve as an example to others. I see myself as serving as an example to other 50-year-old men and say, look,
Yeah.
give me all the reasons why you tell me you can't turn this
Exactly.
around.
Exactly.
And I'm like, okay,
Did you read that article in the paper?
which one?
50-year-old men and how they're
In the morning.
30 to
Good night.
50-year-old men and their bodies turn doughy.
Yeah, the dad bod.
Yeah, the dad bod.
It's horseshit.
The dad.
What it is it's lowering its standards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's expecting that to be the norm. And I'm like, horseshit.
And it was like, there's nothing you can do about it. It just happens when you.
No, it doesn't.
I know.
It does if you let it. And you two serve as an example to other ladies that they can have what they're looking for, if I say it right.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
For sure. Yeah. And it's a process. I mean, I've still got a ways to go.
And that's fair enough. There's nothing wrong with seeing where you're at to
Yeah.
say, look,
Yeah.
I feel good with where I've gotten,
Yes.
but I'm just getting fucking warmed up.
Exactly.
Just getting started.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Because for me, it's a matter of, it tends to be a lifestyle
Yes.
now,
Yes.
but it's not easy to get to that because
No.
it's easy to just revert to the easy and the sluggard lifestyle.
Yeah.
Welcome to America, right?
Yeah.
But I can't tell you how proud I am of you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, of both of you.
Thank you. It's a warm fuzzy.
Are we done?
No, it's awesome.
No, it's
I
great.
am
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm very happy of you two and Jackie too, because she was here too.
Yeah.
I'm fucking, fuck yeah. No, I am.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Partying with our trophies.